Since I am taking a break from Hyrule, as it is Hunger Games month for me, it's time to see what would happen if Panem went to Hogwarts. Happy Hunger Games month, and may the odds be ever in your favor as you watch this video. You can see that this time, despite it still being super hot, so I have my fan running, I have my handmade from Etsy, I don't remember who, Katniss cowl, the one that she wore in Catching Fire. As you can see, I've still got my Hunger Games stuff up, and when this video is set to be uploaded will be the 21st, obviously, because you're watching it means it must be the 21st. Which means I will be watching Mockingjay Part 1 because it was on November 21st that Mockingjay Part 1 came out. So I'll be watching that tonight. There will be a lot of tears. Won't be as bad as tomorrow when I watch Mockingjay Part 2. That'll be even more tears. Lots of tears. Why do I do this to myself? I originally had another idea for my second video for Hunger Games month, but it definitely required a lot of time to really scour through the books, to get my reasoning together, if you will. And things have been super busy the past couple weeks, so I knew I needed to do something that would take a little less time to write. Thus, here we are, sorting the characters of Panem into their Hogwarts and Ilvermorny houses. Really quick overview, because I know people don't tend to read the description, which is where I normally have listed the values of each house. So, really quick, what all the houses are. Now, there are a ton of people from this trilogy that I wanted to sort, so I'm going to be going through this kind of quickly. Also note that there are several characters that I won't do that seem like they're bigger characters than other ones that I do end up sorting. This is because there are some characters that I feel are not able to be sorted because they were brainwashed. For example, some of the people that were tributes from District 1 and 2. Also, as I said, I'm going through these characters quickly, and since I'm not giving too much reason for a lot of them, just know that I really did take a lot of time on these. There are some characters that some people might hear my choices and go, oh, of course you sorted that person in these houses, it's so obvious. Point is, I did take a lot of time on this, so don't think I just threw them into random houses. We good? Good. Let's do this. So let's begin with some people from the capital. We'll start with the faithful and then the rebels, or radicals as President Snow calls them. Beginning with the faithful, we have the main man himself, President Coriolanus Snow. Slytherin and Horned Serpent. Clearly an ambitious man and clearly smart. Next is Caesar Flickerman, who we don't really know if he's faithful or radical, probably neither. I'm not really sure. I went with Gryffindor, but it's kind of hard to tell because he's a showman, so I don't know his true colors too well, but I would definitely say Thunderbird. Lastly, from the faithful, Seneca Crane, Slytherin, and Thunderbird. Now for the rebels, or the radicals of the capital. Effie Trinket. I know some people will say in the books we don't see her to the very end. Just go with me, okay? Slytherin and Thunderbird. Good old Cinna. All of them? I guess I'll go with Gryffindor, but kind of all of them. And Puckwudgie. Castor and Pollux, the good old twin brothers. Oh, love those characters. I put them both in the same houses. Hufflepuff and Wampus. Cressida would either be Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff, not sure which one. And Thunderbird. Plutarch Heavensby, much like his predecessor, Seneca Crane, is Slytherin and Thunderbird. Now it's time for the districts, and obviously I'm not gonna do someone from every district. There are some that we hear like nobody from, except like a random tribute name. Beginning with District 2, Enobaria. Now you might be thinking, why Enobaria and not the others? Enobaria, we do see a little bit of her after all the games are over in that meeting in the big room with President Coin, so we see a little more of her. Because of that, I sort her into Slytherin and Wampus. District 3. Beetletear and Wyrus, I have both of them sorted into Ravenclaw and Horned Serpent. District 4. Finnick Odair, either Slytherin or Hufflepuff, not sure which one, because he has some very Slytherin-like sides and also some very sweet Hufflepuff sides, so... But most certainly Wampus. The love of his life, Annie Crusta, I have her as a Hufflepuff Puckwudgie. Finnick's sweet mentor, Mags, who sacrificed her life, Hufflepuff, and Horned Serpent. We have one person from District 5, Foxface, even though we hear nothing of her, I put her in Slytherin and Horned Serpent. District 7's hell-raising Joanna Mason. Either Ravenclaw or Gryffindor, I'm not sure which one she values more, bravery or wit. I'm leaning towards wit, but she's also a warrior, so Wampus. District 8, Commander Paler, which for anyone that doesn't remember, she is voted in as the president at the very, very end of the books. She is awesome. I also couldn't decide whether she was Gryffindor or Ravenclaw. I think there's a definite hat stall there. I'm leaning Ravenclaw, but and she's Thunderbird in my opinion. Also from District 8, we have Bonnie and Twill. We briefly meet them in Catching Fire, and we're pretty sure they don't live. But I would say that they are Gryffindor and Thunderbird. Both of them. Same thing, like Castor and Pollux, and Wyrus and Beebe. District 11. Thresh, Hufflepuff, surprisingly, and Wampus, obviously. Then there's sweet, sweet little Rue, Ravenclaw and Thunderbird. I mean, how could I not put her in houses that were represented by birds? Katniss always describes her as being like a bird in flight. Get ready, because District 12 has a ton. Badge Undersea, Hufflepuff, Puckwudgie. Deli Cartwright, Hufflepuff and Thunderbird. Gale Hawthorne is Gryffindor and Wampus. Mrs. Everdeen, I guess Ravenclaw? I don't really feel like she fits into any of them, and that's because we only see her in her post, like, depression state. Like, she's not really herself. Although you could say she values her daughter's bravery, so maybe Gryffindor. I really don't know. But she is Puckwudgie. Then there's Sweet Primrose Everdeen, the character who started this whole trilogy. I think she had a hat stall between Hufflepuff and Gryffindor, but I definitely think she's Gryffindor because she values the bravery, even though it doesn't show up in her for a little bit. I mean, she's super young. I think it's Gryffindor. And I also believe both the Wampus and Puckwudgie statues would turn to her. I'm not sure which she would choose. I could see her choosing either. Puckwudgie because she is a healer, but I can also see her looking at her ability to heal as a characteristic of being that kind of warrior, so she would choose Wampus. Let me know what you think. Katniss Everdeen, the one everyone's probably been waiting for. I think she might also have a hat stall between Gryffindor and Hufflepuff. I think prior to the Hunger Games, she would have been sorted into Gryffindor. But post-Hunger Games, Hufflepuff. Because of her relationship with Peeta and needing that part of him, that sweet side of him. The kindness, the hard-working nature, the loyalty. So it's really a toss-up for me. Because it's kind of based on what she's gone through, so I could see it being either. I debated her being Thunderbird or Wampus, maybe both statues turning, because remember, she doesn't want to be a warrior. She doesn't want to be the Mockingjay, she just has to be. So I would still go with Wampus, because that's just who she is. She is a warrior, even if she doesn't want to be, and if anything, that's to her credit. She's humble. Sometimes. Mr. Malark, Hufflepuff, and I guess Puckwudgie? There's a little moment we have with him in the first book in Katniss, so that's where I get that from. Mrs. Malark, that witch of a woman, Slytherin and Horned Serpent, I guess. Peeta Malark. Such a good soul. Speaking of soul, you can see where I'm going with Ilvermorny, but he is Ravenclaw and Thunderbird. Although I could see a hat stall with Hufflepuff. He does seem to value the same things that Hufflepuff does. Oof. I'd still say Ravenclaw. Haymitch Abernathy. I say Ravenclaw, although I could see an argument for Gryffindor. but honestly, the way his personality is, I think he values smarts over bravery, because bravery can be reckless if it's not contained. And then Horned Serpent. Lastly is District 13. President Al McCoy. Slytherin, Horned Serpent. Despite her trying to be different from President Snow, she's also Slytherin and Horned Serpent, but for different reasons, I guess. And then last but not least, Boggs. Oof, such a good character. Ravenclaw and Wampus. So that was a ton of characters to go through. I wish I could have given more explanations for each one, but hopefully you see where I'm coming from. But if you don't, comment below what you think and where you would have sorted them. Also tell me what you are. I am Ravenclaw and Thunderbird. Proud of it. And if you like this video, you should like it. But if you didn't, you should not like it, and I guess give it a thumbs down. It's up to you, man. And if you did like it, I would highly recommend subscribing and hitting the notification bell, because I upload videos every other Wednesday. And that's it. Once again, happy Hunger Games month, and may the odds be ever in your favor. Bye!